Hello, dear friends. So far, we have discussed the background of women's writing and we have discussed Margaret Atwood in a general way. And I've also given you the introduction to her poem, Siren Song. Now, in this lecture, I will try to explain the meaning of this poem, and at the same time, we will attempt a critical appreciation of how this poem can be read and interpreted.
Siren Song. First of all, we will focus on the stanza 1 to 4 of the poem. This is the one song everyone would like to learn, the song that is irresistible, the song that forces men to leap overboard and squadrons even though they see the beached skulls, the song nobody knows, because anyone who has heard it is dead and the others can't remember. Shall I tell you the secret? And if I do, will you get me out of this bird suit? Here, I've prepared a transcript of my lecture, and let me tell you, I had to go to some lengths to do it so that you can listen it and read it at the same time. Siren Song, this is the one song everyone would like to learn. The song that is irresistible, the song that forces men to leave overboard in squadrons even though they see the beach skulls. So we see the poem begins on a note of mystery. Here is someone who is supposed to be singing a song, and at the same time, she sings about the nature of the song. First of all, creating a kind of an appeal, as if by calling the song irresistible, she is enforcing the fact that nobody can resist this song. And at the same time, there is a note of warning where she clearly points out that this song has pushed many men, in fact, whole squads, towards it, leading to crash themselves on the stones at the beach. And this happens in spite of the fact that the beach is already full of and is laden with skulls of all those men who have been pulled by the song to their deaths. She later on goes to point out that nobody knows this song because anybody who has heard it is dead, and if at all there are others, it doesn't have a place in their memory. At this point, let us look at what the speaker is trying to say. She introduces a song by singing what kind of a song it is. She invites the listener towards it, and yet she clearly points out that anybody who has heard it before has died. Now, the question arises, why would anybody be ready to listen to such a song which offers a strong possibility of death? Most men are afraid of death, and there are not many who would try to get into something that guarantees death. Yet we know there are people who find it exciting and adventurous to play with death. The thrill it produces is such that they are even ready to take their chances with death. In this case, there are sailors who are drawn towards the song, and we know through centuries, sailors are the people who know the perils of the ocean, and yet they take their chances with it. The siren song is such that nobody knows because anyone who has heard it is dead. Although a warning, it is at the same time a kind of a challenge to see if the sailors are ready to take this chance at any cost. In the third stanza, the speaker in the poem, one of the sirens, changes her tone into a very intimate one, as if she is addressing a sailor in person, and she says, "Shall I tell you the secret? And if I do, will you get me out of this bird suit?" In these lines, there is yet again an element of mystery, a kind of secretiveness, and an appeal for help, so the sailor may free this damsel in distress by freeing her of the bird's wings, and in the process win her heart. Men, through ages, have loved to be heroes, and they have pictured women as victims who only they can save. This gives them a sense of power, and the siren in the poem clearly knows this weakness of men, and she attempts to exploit it to her own advantage. If we look at this invitation from a feminist standpoint, it clearly reveals that the whole idea of men being the saviors of women is an illusion and can easily be exploited to cause their own destruction. And the siren in this poem seems to be doing exactly the same.